trying to start it up, the door had probably been left up a little bit, and it didn't push that switch down. So that you'll know exactly what it is. Go push the switch down or set the door further on down. That's what it is. So now it's ready. So now you can hear it starting the motors now. They're cranking up. And you notice that it doesn't be moving. What it's doing is starting up, and it starts the exhaust first. That keeps everything settled. And then it cranks up this automatically on the other end, and they're coming up all even, so it keeps it from shaking everything.
This is actually blowing in. It's not just
That's
also
pumping in,
and
pumping it out. And you heard the valve come on, the pop. Okay, that says everything's okay. Turn the compressed air on, now you start painting. So you can see right now, it says right here, it says spray permissive. In other words, that says everything's okay, now you can spray. Well, you will know it anyway, because the valve will come on unless it is, okay? So also notice it says burner on right now. I touched it, okay, get back, okay. It says burner on. Well, that means that I've got it in the winter position. And to see that, if you want it like the painters especially, what you want to do, you come over here and you touch setup. And you see what it says? It says burner winter after cure spray. What that means is, and you notice the cure time up there, now I got it set for 5 minutes right now so we can demonstrate it. We got a cure temperature set for 125 degrees right now. But we're in the spray temperature, which is set at 90 degrees, okay? So right now it's fired it up and it's in the spray position. So because the green light is the only thing that's on. If the green light's on, that's spray. If the blue light was on, it would be in the curing position. It would be looking for 125 degrees. Right now, it's looking for 90 degrees. So, and there's another thing. Now, you notice it says after cure spray. If you touch that, you see now it says after cure shut down. So let's just say it's at the end of the day and you got something in there and you want to cure it, but you don't want to wait, the 30, 40 minutes, hour, whatever you got in there. You just touch the screen and says after cure shut down. So what will happen is after the curing mode is over, in this case in that 5 minutes, it will automatically shut itself down and everything will turn off by itself. But if you leave it, you can touch it again, and after cure spray, what that means is if I've got a bunch of parts all there in the day, I'm in there and I cure one, I get through, I don't want it to shut down, I just want it to go back to its spray mode again. Let's say it's in the winter time and it's 30 degrees outside, what we don't want to have happen is it for to go out of the cure mode, shut it, turn off and turn the heat down to 30 degrees, it wouldn't be a good deal in there, a lot of protection. So what will happen in this case, after cure spray, it will shut itself off after the cure cycle. It'll go back to the spray cycle, and it'll go back to 90 degrees. So it just goes right back to where it's supposed to be when you had it set for whatever set point you had for 90. If you didn't want 90 degrees to be your set point for this cycle up here, you touch the screen at 90, and you notice right up there it says 90. So if we put in 75, for example, and then the arrow right here, that's an enter arrow. Now you entered, and it says booth is over temperature. Now what that meant was, it's in the spray cycle, and you see the red light come on? In other words, it was at 90 degrees. So now, it says it's over temperature, and it's waiting. It's got to come down. It's not turned off. It's just waiting, but it turns off. It didn't say stop anything. It's now cooling down, okay? But you can touch that, and you go back, and you can get back to close that, for example. Let's just close it. And now you see it's 86 degrees in there right now. Well, and the burner is on, so now it's trying to back it off. It's trying to get it back down to the 75 degrees. And depends on what side, how cold or hot it is outside. If it's over 75 degrees outside, they don't go below that. It's not an air conditioning system, it's just heat. That's the only thing you've got. Unfortunately, you'd like to have air conditioning sometime, but it isn't, especially in our part of the country, as you know. Anyway, this is the spray permissive mode, so now it's about 85 degrees in there right now. Let's go back where we were. Okay, now, again, we're in burner winter, after cure spray. Let's just say that we're now in I've set that temperature, so I need to go back here and do that again. Let me go back to this again one more time. Go back here, go to 75 degrees. I'll put that back up to 90 just for sake of getting the thing where we want it. Now then, what will happen is this spray permissive mode will come up to 90 degrees. You notice the red light went off. Now it's back to the safe mode, green. It's not unsafe, it's just saying it's over temperature. What happens is there's a set point. And if it's 10 degrees more than you got it set for, you get that warning. If it's 10 degrees under, it's going to say under temperature. That's what it's going to say. So, like for example, the only time you'd be worried about that is if, for example, in the wintertime or something, and you couldn't get it where you wanted it, and it said under temperature, then you need to contact maintenance or somebody like that and say, what's wrong? My burner is not coming up, or what's happening? You know, that's what it is. But over temperature means, like I said, we just changed something that forced it into the thing, and that's what was wrong. That's what happened there. So now then, and you notice here it goes to 89, and you can see this is pretty accurate system. It says 90 degrees, and it's going to stay 89, 90. It's going to be right in that range. When you get into the cure mode, it may say 125, 126, 127. It's 2 or 3 degrees because it's so much higher. Okay. All right. So now let's go back here to set up, and we'll kick this out and turn this spot here off. And now it says burner in the summer. And if you'll notice, what's going to happen is the burner is going to shut down. So I'm going to close it right here. You don't see burner anymore. You're not seeing burner on. So the burner now turned off because in the summer mode, and that's when it says burner summer, the only time that burner summer will work is in the cure mode. So if you have it, if in other words, let's say it's summer and you guys don't need any heat at all for painting, you wouldn't want that, you would put it in burner summer, and you can put it after cure shutdown or after cure spray. Either way, it doesn't matter. So that's a matter of touching the button again right there. So that pushes that back and forth. That's all there is to that. And then you can, if you don't want to do that, you can leave it that way, or you can close it, and that gets you back to saying this is exactly what I'm doing right now. So right now it's 73 degrees in there, and I have a set point of 90. But the set point only applies if it were in the winter, and in the spray mode. So in other words, as long in the summertime you would sort of ignore whatever that was on because it ain't there. You're not burner's not on, burner's not lit. Okay, so that's that. Now, to go to the cure cycle, which is again it's just accelerated drying. I mean, some of you say cure, but it's not like an oven. In other words, the maximum it's going to go to is a maximum you can set it for is 160. Right now I have it set for 125, so we'll see what it does. So in order to do it like that, we know what we got it. Let's just touch that button right there. That's exhaust. Yeah, exhaust. Okay. So now it's in pre-cure purge. What it means is if you had paint in there and the high solvents and all that stuff, it's dumping the solvents before it will burn the burner. The burner is on, but what it's doing is they used to call this pre-cure purge, but we used to call it sweating. In other words, if you have it like in an automobile situation, you have paint a car, you don't want to hit it with high temperature immediately. You want it to kind of settle a little bit, right? Because otherwise you'll get solvent pop through and then knock everything off. So with that. So right now it's got 2 minutes and 18 seconds, and that's how long it's going to take before it will actually go to high temperature. Now, if you remember, and then go back over here to this thing, and I've got it set, let's just see here. I've got it set for 5 minutes, okay? And I want it to go to 125 degrees in cure cycle. But because you want it to be 125 degrees for 5 minutes, you don't want it to be start now because we're not there. In other words, if we go back and close it, we're only at 89 degrees. So we know the burner is on, it's going to be around 90, it's going to stay right in that range because again, if it's automotive, you wouldn't want to hit it with 125 degrees right now. So what it's doing, it'll say in the wintertime, might be colder than, it might be 75, or let's just say in the summertime, let's say like it is today, 75 degrees out there. It's going to hold it at 90. It'll raise it from 75 to 90, and it'll stay right there. It'll stay right there until it gets within 10 degrees. In other words, I think it's 10 degrees of where it's supposed to be. It'll start raising it a little bit, not much. But when it gets within that time range, 10 degrees, and the time within a few seconds, I forgot exactly what seconds it is, 10 or 15 seconds, then it will start timing and it'll start accelerating. And you'll see it. You'll start seeing this 90 start. As soon as it kicks over after that pre-cure purge, you will see it start coming up. But it will be in that hold point for another 50-something seconds there. But it's counting down to that point. Of course, like I said, the blue light, if you notice the blue light's on and you walk in, it's in the cure cycle. Green light's on, it's in the spray cycle. So that's what it is. And the red light's on, the doors got open, and right now, you notice if you look inside, the lights are on. Right? Well, as soon as it kicks itself into full cure mode, those lights are going to go off. And that's not that you can't go in there, but that's just to discourage people from going in there when it's a high temperature. That's all it is. So about 16, 15 seconds, those lights will go off. You'll see that happen, and then it'll start moving up. So,
You can walk in there while it's in.
you can walk in there with, but it's just the thing will have a light. Now there is a way. Okay, the lights are out, and you'll see now. Now you'll notice the temperature will start accelerating, and it don't take it long. See how fast it moves up. It comes up, and it's now counting. Now it's looking for that 4 minutes, 5 minutes it's got it to have in there, and it'll start telling you right now. See, when it got within 10 degrees of the 125, it started the timer. That's what you saw happen. You didn't see the timer until it got within 10 degrees and stopped the timer. So now the timer's counting. It's counting down. But I could have set it for lower, but if we set it too much lower, like 1 minute, so it messes everything else out. So I wanted to go long enough for you to see. Now we can go back and check something. We got it set for aftercare shutdown, so I want you to see how that works. Aftercare shutdown. Now, if we aftercare spray, what you would see on it would just simply go back to 90 degrees, and it just keep right on running. The lights will come back on, and it'll just keep right on running. But what you're going to see now is what happens if you want to go home early after you get it done what you want to do. So it takes about, we can check that, and let's close that, and you can see the thing. And if you, like I said, it doesn't hurt anything to check. You can turn anything on. You can see different things on it just by looking at it like that. You won't see that menu I put on there. I'll take it out in a little bit. But anyway, you can check the setup. You can close it. You can do those kind of things while it's running. It's not hurting anything, is what I'm saying. Because it won't let you in without a code anyway. You know, so you can't really mess anything up like that. And then, like, if let's say I want to change the set point, you go to setup again like that. You go to that set point. It says 125. You put in the numbers that you want, and you hit this arrow right here. Let's just say, and I don't know if I don't think I can change it as it's on the first run, but we'll see. Let's see if I put it to 130 and enter it. Now it says 130. Now I did. So it will allow you to change it on the run. Some of them won't allow you to change. Once it started that cycle, it won't let you change that cycle. But that one lets you set it. So in 3 minutes, it's going. And you notice now it jumped. How fast it jumped from 125? It's like that. Because this is what's called a line burner. That burner up there is about that wide, and it don't take. The air comes directly through the burner. It gets that little pipe. If you see that pop up like that, where it doubles up the numbers like that, just touch the touch and back up and do it like that. I don't know why it does that. I've seen it before on other ones. It doesn't mean anything. We just touch a set and then throw that out. I think it kind of gets overridden. But you notice now it's counting down again. See what it says? Post-cure purge. That means after the cure is done, what it's doing now is cooling everything down. This one's going to shut down, so it's going to go through that, and then it's going to go through another cycle. That's what it's doing when it's done that, because everything's running. You've got air coming in and air going out, but those dampers up there are wide open. So if it was just to shut off and those dampers were to close, it'd try to collapse the boot. So what it does, after it gets through this, it goes into a second timing that says shut the motors off, but keep those dampers open so that it won't try to collapse everything. So you'll see that. Okay, now one, and now you see another timer. So now what's happening?